Hey everybody, I'm back for part 2. Okay, I'm doing mine in the crock pot this year. You can do yours in a Dutch oven, or just do it in a pot on the stove, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to show you what I have. I'll start out with something simple and sweet. Not sweet, just simple. Okay, here we go. I'm going to change the camera angle. Crock pot. This is about 4 pounds of brisket. I took off a lot of the fat. I did leave some. In this bowl, I have about, 6 carrots that I just peeled, of course, and diced. And I've got 3 small parsnips I just diced up and put in there. They kind of look like potatoes, don't they? I am going to add potatoes, but I'm not adding them for this segment because I never add them fast. All right, I have about 3 cups of water, clean water in here, and I have 2 medium onions I've just cut into hunks, not too small, but if I can remember where you're at, just whatever you like. Whatever you like your size vegetables to be, cut them like that. You probably don't want to cut your carrots too small because in this case, we're doing the crock pot, right? Okay, now, I also have cabbage. I did want to show you. This is the little spice packet that came with the corned beef. If you remember, I could not get the same corned beef. I showed you the 4 pieces I had yesterday, and then I had to get this one. So I'm making do. The process would be the same. So just pretend like this is the meat that I just put in the brine yesterday, okay? Because I'm going to let mine go about 8 days. 7 or 8 days. We'll see. I might do it for the weekend instead of actually St. Patrick's Day. That depends. This meat is going to go in the crock pot, okay? So first of all, I'm going to dump in the carrots and parsnips. All right, I'm going in with the onions. Remember, this is going to all cook down too. This will all be cooking down as we go. This is just to get it started, okay? But about that pickling packet, there it is. And it's sweet and simple. I'm cooking mine on low for a total of about 8 hours, but I'm going to stop in between and show you when I add everything. I'm putting my 3 cups of water in. I'm putting this on low. There it goes. And it started. Putting the lid on. That's it. But about the packets, I did want to tell you really quick. Pretend like that I just seasoned this the way I did from my brine, because I'm going to rinse all that meat off after it's done, get some of that salt off. And then I'll tell you, in the crock pot here, I'm eventually going to just do salt and pepper, probably a clove or 2 of garlic. What else? I'll add the potatoes in next, and then I'll add in the cabbage last. The cabbage will go in for the last 2 hours. I'll probably put the potatoes in about 3.5 to 4 hours before the meal is done. So anyway, that's really going to be it. And I just wanted to say, it's so easy to do. And I'll dish you up a plate after it's over with. But in the meantime, we've got 8 hours to go, right? So let's get started with this, okay? Crock pot getting hot. Step 1 of the process. It's not hard, y'all. This is nothing to be scared of. And I always suggest do it once. At least do it once. And I am cheating with the store-bought corned beef. So I didn't really have a choice. Okay? All right. I'll be back in just 8 hours. No, in between I'll add the potatoes and then add the, if I can speak today, the cabbage last. See ya. Hey everybody, it is the halfway mark. What does that mean? 4 hours later, it is now time to add the potatoes. Okay, just take the lid off. As you can see, it's cooking really, really, really well. And see, you've still got your onions, and look how they're coming apart. That's nice. Got your parsnips and the carrots and all that good stuff. Okay, now what we're going to do is take our corned beef out. Whoops, didn't mean to plop it down like that. And as you can see, this time I'm just using these little small potatoes. You can get, the kind like I used in my roasting potatoes in the oven video, they've been washed and I just cut them, and if they were really big, I quartered them. Okay, so now in they're gonna go. I forgot to bring a spoon, so this will work. I'm just gonna stir these up, get them incorporated in. Okay, and then now we're gonna come right back in, no big deal, with the corned beef. Look at that, it's looking great. That pink color is because, of course, it's corned. Now, what I'm gonna do is just kind of make sure it's down in the broth with the vegetables. And then I'm gonna put the lid on. And wasn't that easy? That's all there is to it. I'm gonna come back in 2 hours and do the cabbage. All I'm gonna do is clean a cabbage, take the outer leaves off. I'm gonna take the core out, and I'm going to just cut them into wedges. You know, 6 to 8 wedges. I hadn't decided yet, depends on the size of the cabbage. And then we're gonna come in, we're gonna lay that across the top and cook that for the last, I don't know, hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours, something like that. And then, ooh-wee, that goodness is gonna be all done. But I am gonna come back in, when I do the cabbage, I'm gonna add my salt and pepper. I don't need to overpower it, it's doing really well right now. And, you know, if this was my brine corned beef, you saw me put the garlic in that. So I would have garlic from that flavor too. I don't think this had garlic. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll show you next time when we come back for the final time and then the end product. So got 2 more shots to do, don't I? Okay, see ya. Ready for the cabbage phase. Just jump right on it. Take this lid off. As you can see, it's, even though this is on low, look how well it's doing. It's doing so well. I took that cabbage and I just cut it into wedges. I don't even know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I actually did 8. I don't always get it exact. And here's all I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna cover the top with the cabbage, because this heat, as you can see, as it's cooking, it will steam it. Okay, and I had a little loose leaf there. Let's just shove it down in there. I think I'll come in at this angle. There we go. And a couple of little tiny parts. I cut the core out. A lot of people don't like to do that, but I do. All right, then I'm gonna come in, and I've got some pats of butter. I'm just laying on top. As it steams, that'll of course melt as well. That's gonna just be some added extra flavor. And then I'm gonna come in with some salt. I'm using kosher salt. Come back in. Kosher salt is not like table salt, so takes just a tad more. And this is some black pepper that I just ground this off camera. Make it easier for me during the shoot. Okay, that's it. That's it. It's looking beautiful. And putting the lid back on. Final phase. So, I'll come back when it's time to dish you up a plate. Okay, are you ready to cut the corned beef? I am. Okay, and then I'll make a plate. Okay, got it rested and ready to roll, and I'm just going to start cutting it. Oh, nice. Look at that. Tender as can be. I'm not very good at cutting meat, so that's not my expertise. Uh-oh, see, look at that tender falling apart. Wow, that's nice. Okay, that's plenty for a plate. So let me switch around and I'm going to dish you up some. Let's go in, get some of this beautiful cabbage. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. It's kind of coming apart. That's okay. That's just the way I love it to be. Then we're going to dip down in here in the bottom. Let's get some potatoes. Let's see if we can't come up with some carrots. Here's some carrots. Oh, and some parsnips. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And then I'm just making a small bit. I'll have a better picture to show you, but look at that plate. I'm going to put some more meat on that for the picture. Just would you look at that. I wish this could capture, and I don't think it can, some of the steam. That wasn't really hard, was it? Okay, it really wasn't hard. After I got everything thrown in the pot, it was just easy. And I know this is going to be so good. Okay, that's how I do my corned beef. Now, the only thing I would do different is, had I had my meat that I had, you know, those 4 pieces that we did in part 1, I would soak I would take it out of the brine and soak it for a few hours in warmish water and drain that, and I might soak it even again up to 5 or 6 hours with different water. That'll remove a bunch of that salt. Although in my brine it had been seasoned so well, and like I said, you saw I put the garlic in there, I had peppercorns, I had everything, all the good stuff, a little coriander that I had forgotten to mention in that video. I had a little ginger, what off the top of my head? I had, you know what is in part 1. But anyway, it just really isn't that hard. Mine will be even 10 times better. This was me cheating with the only one I could get. I couldn't get any that matched, which was upsetting. But I just threw the packet in because it came with it. Really didn't need it. So, okay. That's going to end this video, and I appreciate you watching so much. And I got some good ones coming up, so please stay tuned. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.